something a little deep at the moment, you know. Offset passing away. Um, I don't know if details ever really came out about what exactly happened. Besides, I heard about a dice game. I heard about, you know, Quavo was instigating the situation and then it got out of hand. I heard it was somebody that was with them that shot him. Maybe it was an accident. You know, it was never said that it was done on purpose, but it was so much surrounding that situation. And Offset just had his funeral, I think. Was it today or yesterday? Yesterday. They laid him to rest. So, I mean,
Cardi B had a pretty dress on, no black dress thing. It was cute.
I personally I'm concerned about I'm saying Offset is Takeoff. Y'all didn't even tell me.
My bad. I really don't know him.
It was Takeoff that died, not Offset.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't even tell me.
I
Why you ain't tell me?
My bad. I probably didn't catch it.
Well, I'm sorry. That's because I wrote Offset. That's what happened.
Your fault.
That's why I said that. But anyway, Offset and Cardi was there. You know, I don't know who I feel worse for. Quavo because he watched him die, or Offset because he died when they never rectified whatever they had, you know, going on. And it's like, damn.
So, yeah. I feel bad for the person. I feel bad for both of them. They get the same energy. I feel bad for them. But it gotta hurt to not rectify your love for somebody if something like this happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I always preach at the end of this show. Hug your people, love everybody.
What if it was Quavo's fault?
At the end of the day, sometimes it don't matter who fault it was, if that makes sense. You know who you mad at, and you know a lot of times they're not gonna budge. So sometimes it's that person too. That's why being a bigger person comes in that. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you gotta be the bigger person, and you reach out. You feel what I'm saying? It's too many scenarios with people falling out with this person that is supposed to love on some petty shit, and then something like this happen, like suddenly. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, I feel bad for him.
For Offset.
Yeah, But this is my point that I ended. This is the example of being too loud. You got money. Don't be in no fucking dice game, my dude. You got money. You gotta know when to go to a club, to a party, or whatever, and you gotta know when to fucking leave. It don't matter if you wasn't a target in the beginning. At some point, you can become a target, nigga. They know who you are. You got money. All right, yeah, it wasn't no robbery. Yeah, you got into it with somebody, whatever like that. But you gotta select your surroundings. You got money. Leave that hood shit alone. And that's the problem with a lot of these fucking people. These rappers getting killed. They doing too fucking much. Is Jay-Z loud? Is P. Diddy loud? If they in the club turning up 5 in the morning playing this game, fuck no. They're not doing that. Is Drake doing that shit? Even Lil Wayne, is he doing that quick? Nah.
I mean, they passed all that though.
They all.
They had money. All of them have had money for a while at this point.
Right, but look at Drake, man. Drake could be that asshole, always out type nigga. He ain't loud though. He just not loud. Like when you got money and people know who you are, man, you gotta act a certain way. Like you gotta move different. And I'm not saying I'm not blaming this. I'm blaming the whole thing.
The whole situation.
The whole situation. Like he shouldn't have even been there. Mm-hmm. You feel what I'm saying? Nigga, it's 3 in the morning. You playing dice games? Come on, man. That shit is wild.
Yeah, you got a point. You definitely got a point. So they was rich niggas playing a broke nigga game.
Right.
broke nigga mentality game at that. But you can go to Vegas and be in
Craps.
crap table and shit like that. So
That's what people were saying. Like, why not just go in the casino if you was gonna do that?
right. But see, the thing is that they were at an after party, and Amigos, when they go to Houston, they check in. So I don't know if y'all ever heard about the P&B Rock. We ever talked about that P&B Rock when he got when he got killed in at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle. I don't know if y'all heard about that rapper.
Yeah, I know you talking about.
So there's this thing that goes on in hip hop or in black culture where they feel like you have to check in when you go to different cities, and some people say as they don't make white people check in, they don't make that white boy from Canada check in. They don't make all these white rappers. They don't really have to check in. But when you're a black person, black rapper, you gotta check in. So that means when you check in, you can go to another city, and you call somebody and be like, "Hey man, I'm in your city." And after that, the meaning is kind of broad because there's been instances like when you go to Cali, you gotta check in with certain gangsters or certain gang members and shit like that.
Yeah.
So it depends. Some people say it's just a way to do like friendly extortion. That's a big thing in hip hop. Or some dudes when you check in, they just want you to come spend time in the hood. So let's say you're a big time rapper and you check in, they just want you to come spend time in the hood. That could mean many things. You come spend time at a basketball, or baseball, or football practice. Mm-hmm. You meet the kids, take pictures. You tell them something, stay out the streets, don't do drugs, blah, blah, blah. Or it could be like on some extortion type shit where they want you to come in and you got to pay money. You got to pay some type of dues or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. Some people say that, Chris Brown or Soulja Boy may have bought their gang ties or shit like that. But whatever it is, they suggest you should check in. P&B Rock apparently didn't check in with no type of figure in LA. So that's why he got killed in Roscoe's Chicken and Waffle, because he was at the wrong one. He was at the hood one instead of being at the tourist one. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's two different Roscoe's. He's at the hood one. They ran up on him, asked for his chain. He ain't moved fast enough or correctly, and they killed him. And then I don't even think they took the dude's chain or whatever. Now what made Offset Takeoff, sorry. What made Takeoff situation different is that he actually checked in with Jay Prince. Mob Ties. Jay Prince Jr.'s son organization, I guess you were saying. Mm-hmm. You know how they treat organizations with the RICO Act. So that's what they actually was just what is Mob Ties looking for from this situation. But anyway, Takeoff checks in with these people. They go to the 5th Ward of Houston. I don't know if y'all familiar with the 5th Ward.
Yeah, I am.
But it's the hood spot in Houston.
3rd Ward, 5th, yeah, all that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So the Neph Takeoff and Quavo check in with these people. Offset checks in with the Mob Ties. Jay Prince Jr.'s organization, I guess, and Jay Prince, we all know Jay Prince, Rap-A-Lot Records, Ghetto Twins, Juvenile, UGK, I think UGK, and the Ghetto Boys and shit like that. That's Rap-A-Lot Records. Very successful man. I could tell you a lot about him, but that's his sons. So his sons are like we had discussed. We discussed Lil Boosie's son and we discussed T.I.'s son, and he was saying how. And you were saying how they not about that because they was raised up rich. Mm-hmm. And I was saying different. Remember that? But Jay Prince Jr., Mob Ties leader, so you got Jay Prince, Jazz, and another brother. All right? They're like the Mob Ties leaders, but they are the equivalent of T.I.'s son. They grew up rich. Jay Prince Rap-A-Lot was already booming. Mm-hmm. When these dudes was born and shit like that, they was just being birthed and shit like within Rap-A-Lot's height. So Takeoff, they're more like the Migos. They're like more like get it from the mud and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So they check in with Mob Ties, and this happened. Usually when this happened, it's a no-go. Like, nobody's supposed to check in with you, and you end up dead. What's the point of checking in? As a rapper, why am I checking in with you if I'm gonna just end up dead? And that's the thing. Now people looking at Mob Ties in Houston funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no way somebody should be checking in with you. Just like the second time, when somebody checked in with you, and they end up dead. The first time was Duke the Jeweler. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if y'all heard it, but a jeweler was recently found dead, or he was killed at a dice game. That was
that a dice game?
That was right.
These dice games
Right.
dangerous.
That was attached to Mob Ties. So you have Boosie and Mob Ties. Everybody, when the dude wore $1 million worth of jewelry to a
dice game?
To a guy, because he's the jeweler. So $1 million jewelry to him is probably like 200, 300K. Mm-hmm. So, but he got it like that. But he won it and shit like that. And he walking out that bitch with, I think they say he won like $100,000 that night. But he ended up dead. Game. They shot him at his car. So the rumor was, it was Boosie. But it's starting to come out that, that was a Mob Ties dice game. So Takeoff is the second person that got murdered at one of your dice games. Boosie was not at the second one. He was at the first one, so everybody thought it was Boosie. You know how Boosie rolled. But Boosie don't really roll. Like, I don't know. But anyway, so now everybody looking at Mob Ties and Prince Jr. different. And you got Jazz Prince and shit like that. They looking at them funny, you know what I'm saying? So
because this happened under their watch.
Right, it happened under your watch. The dude, so there's a guy named Lil Cam. Lil Cam is a part of Mob Ties. Mob Ties, Lil Cam is the son of one of Jay Prince Sr.'s friends. So Jay Prince has a friend, an associate that he's cool with that has birthed a son called Lil Cam. Lil Cam is the alleged killer of Takeoff. That's the trigger man. You know what I'm saying? But they're saying it was a hit. Because ain't no way you get hit in the back of the head and it's not a hit or whatever.
Right.
So Lil Cam was recently murdered a couple days ago.
A lot of people dying, huh?
Right. I think Lil Cam died because they knew the RICO charges was coming. So they rather somebody go down for the murder of Lil Cam than Lil Cam get caught by the feds and snitch on the whole organization.
I mean, that makes sense.
All they were just punishing him for being a trigger man. Right. Because of the petty argument. Dice game.
So do they know
basketball.
Do they know who killed Takeoff?
Apparently it was Lil Cam.
Apparently.
He's named the killer.
But he got killed though.
He just
said he was killed, right. Lil Cam is the son of Jay Prince Sr., the Rap-A-Lot's owner, the one that discovered UGK and the Ghetto Boys friend, you know what I'm saying? So it all kind of fits together. You know, you had a boxer that was, you had a boxer there, I forgot his name. He was there, you know, of course the Migos had their crew, or the Neph and Few, or whatever, Uncle Neph, whatever they call them. They had their security there, but when you go to like a Rap-A-Lot event, apparently like they make everybody, they search everybody. So the only person that really had a gun in there was Mob Ties.
Right. By
design. So that's what I really think. I just think it was funny. I think it wasn't over like, people think Quavo initiated it. Quavo had actually, they were going back and forth. There's a dude in a white hoodie. Lil Cam was cool with the dude in the white hoodie. The dude in the white hoodie is instigating it. And Quavo was going back and forth with the dude. Quavo had walked off and was like, man, I walked off on some shit like, man, I ain't even fucking with these niggas. They gonna make me hurt them and shit like
Yeah,
that.
I heard that.
So Quavo had walked off. He was just walking off trying to avoid what was the situation. Takeoff, they said Takeoff wasn't even like.
He was on the wall, kind of.
Yeah, they said Takeoff was there, but he kind of was like in his own world.
Right.
And you know how you just be like, when somebody try to get at somebody, you kind of put your hands up and like, whoa, like you're not about to do that. They said the dude, little Cam, just pulled out the, and he went crazy and shit like that from behind, though. And shit like that from behind. And so like it's kind of sneaky, you know what I'm saying? They got like a lot of dudes that was there that was related to J. Prince Sr. and Jr.
What?
So I think it was a setup, pretty much.
That's what you're getting at. It was a setup.
Yeah, setup. I think it was like a setup.
For what though?
I don't think it was initially they wanted to set him up, but I think like
A setup to kill Takeoff?
right. I think like how you don't really get shot in the back of the head often. So I think at some point that night they was like, man, fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I give you this.
We ain't
look.
even do nothing.
Right. I give you this look.
That's the most quietest nigga on the group.
Right, I give you this look, you give me that look, you be like, and you go behind them, and how the gunman end up behind me on accident.
Maybe, man. I don't know. I don't know enough about none of that to say whether I agree or disagree. But
It's just
this
sad.
is a sad situation.
Yeah, sad.
Period.
It's just sad.
Period.
I used the restroom.
We
I was
almost,
about to explode.
it's almost done.
Sorry, y'all. God damn.
I don't even know what we supposed to do.
I told that nigga use the bathroom before he started this show. But now though, it's just
That's
a
that
sad,
liquor.
it's just a sad situation, man. It's a situation that could have been prevented.
Yeah.
It
Let me see. I'm sorry to interrupt.
could-
Shout out to Eric for sending me the Jameis Winston interview.
He paid. That nigga got money.